almost there, We're really almost there to become Type 5. Honestly, of course I can keep talking about the best driver. I can still another few hours. But you know what? I think actually this morning and this afternoon, if you really pay attention to what I'm saying, that should be enough. That why you can become Type 5 almost. The only thing we not yet touched is about the fastest car in the world. You are the best driver, and you're determined to become the best driver. You must have one of the best cars to drive to become Type 5. Now, the point is, what is meant by best car? Right? Of course, I would say, oh, New Zealand is the best car, but you don't understand why. Right? So I think we need to know some of the principle and concept. What does that mean by the best car? Is that correct? So let's find out what are the principles we need to consider that platform is the best car. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. So actually this afternoon, I quote some example. Do you still remember Andrew Carnegie?
Yes.
Andrew Carnegie, right? And when I quote Andrew Carnegie, the quotations, I want to emphasize on what? Leveraging. So what does that mean? If you want to find one of the best car in the world, you have to find out how much can you leverage. How many percentage you can leverage. You can leverage 5%, you can leverage 10%, or you leverage 99%. That makes a difference, right? I would say there are many vehicles, they also have leveraging system. But the point is, we want to find one if we are able just to do 1%. And then the rest of the 99% have been completed by someone. That means we leverage the most. Do you agree? Yeah. So that means when you try to find the best car, you need to find a car that allows you to leverage the most. You got it? Okay, very good. So I let you to evaluate how much you can leverage from New Skin after we finish our presentation tonight. And you will find out how much percentage you really leverage from New Skin, okay? But that's not everything. Do you still remember there are several successful people I think is good for me to quote. The other one is called Jack Ma. You remember Jack Ma?
Yes.
Okay. Alibaba. Yeah. Jack Ma, actually, last year he was considered as the richest person in Asia. Jack Ma surpassed Lee Ka-shing. Lee Ka-shing has been the richest Asian for many, many years. But last year, Jack Ma has surpassed Lee Ka-shing and become the richest Asians. Okay. So actually, who is Jack Ma? Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba. And he also owns the website called Towo. Have you bought anything in Towo? Anyone have bought anything in Towo yet? No? Joseph Cheung? Yeah, he's the expert, Joseph Cheung is my brother, He's the expert in Towo website. Alright, you have to understand the story about Jack Ma. 20 years ago, he came to USA, to the Silicon Valley. And then he found out something called internet. He was a Chinese. He went back to China. He told all his friends about the future of China. He believed the future of China is about internet and online buying and selling. That's what he can see. But at that time in China, not too many people understand internet. Am I right? In 1995. Even in here, not everyone used internet in 1995. I would say, don't talk about the Chinese in China at that time, right? You know what? He called up 24 best friends. And he's very excited to tell his best friends what he can see in China in the future. And he said, the future of China is going to be internet, online buying and selling. But you know what? After he shared his vision, after he shared his vision, the 24 people, 23 out of the 23 people out of 24, he said to Jack Ma, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. And then the last one, you know what he said? He said, no comment. So what does that mean? Nobody can see what he sees. Everybody is laughing at him for his vision. But you know what? He didn't quit because he has a vision and he believed in it. That's why he keep going on, and now finally he's the richest Asians last year. What does the story tell us? The story tells us usually people don't believe in your visions. What is vision? Vision means when no one can see it, you can see it. Not too many people knows about it, but you knows it. And that is called vision. Li Ka-shing, the richest Asians for many, many years, what he said? He said, when more than 80% of people know about something, he doesn't want to find out anything about that. He said he doesn't want to find out anything. He's not interested. When most of the people in the world, when they know about something, he's not interested in that anymore. He said, when there are less than 20% of the people in the world know about something, he knows it first already. What is meant by a big business? What is meant by a good platform is you must doing something when nobody do it. Now you have to focus, okay? You have to ask yourself, what kind of business did you run right now? If you run a business, a restaurant business, or whatever, a boutique, a beauty salon, a gym, very common, right? Because when we see other people running business, sometimes we will copy, then we run a business. Especially, let's say restaurant business is very common, right? A lot of people, when they start a business, they like to open bubble tea restaurant, a bubble tea, a cafe, coffee shops, boutiques, right? Why? Because they see someone do it, they want to do it. I tell you, I can't say it's too late, but sorry, you are going to run a hard business. I want to spend a little bit more time on business. I said, what kind of business do you want to run? He said, Philip, I want to open a restaurant. I said, restaurant? I said, why? He said, because I'm going to have some good food for my client. Tastes really good, very delicious. I said, good food, delicious? I know you're going to have it. But I tell you, there are many restaurants, they already have good food. I just tell you that. So I said, why do you want to open a restaurant? Because I'm going to design my restaurant something very special. I said, special? Actually, there are some restaurants outside, they also have very good interior design, you know. I say, why do you open a restaurant? Because I have good locations. Because I find some good locations. Yes, I understand, but I tell you, there are also many restaurants with good locations. I'm going to provide the best service. I agree, but I tell you, there are still also lots of restaurants provide service. So what I want to tell you, even you can make money, you make hard money. Why hard? Because you have to be the best to make the money. That's why it is hard money. Why? You have to provide the best service, best food, best location, best design, everything the best. So you must be the best. If you are not the best, you can make money. That's why you make money, you make hard money. When you do a business that everybody do it, what does that mean? The market is this size. The market is like this size. And now you start a business with thousands of people already in the business. What does that mean? You have to compete. You have to fight. I'm not saying you cannot make money, but you're going to face lots of competitions, and you must be the smartest. So that's why I say, even you make money, you will make hard money. I find a lot of people, why they lose money? They always go into a market that's already lots of competitor, and they make good money already. And they try to get a pie, to get a share from the pie. And they didn't notice one thing is, their industry sometimes is shrinking. It's shrinking, but still with lots of competitor. So that's why people always lose money when they run a business. Why? Because they do a business that most of the people do it already. How we can have a good fortune? Well, if you find a market is just emerging, if you could find, it's just emerging, and nobody do it. You know what will happen? You just open your arms to welcome the fortune. That's all. Why? Because you win. It's not because you are smart. You win is because you have the vision. You make lots of fortune because you have the vision. You make hard money because you are smart. I'm not saying wrong. After this story, what kind of business you want to run? That is my point. So right now, I tell you, we don't need to be smart. As long as we find a business that no one can see it. And the industry is emerging, it's enlarging right now. You have to find the industry out. And then you are the first one to start it. In that case, I tell you, you are when you make money, you are not making about operational profit. Operational profit means you operate your company well enough to make money, called operation. You earn fortune because of your vision. That is the difference. So today, I want to tell you, if I have a choice, I would rather to find something that is nobody do it. When nobody do it, then I do it. Because that is the big fortune. So you have to understand what is meant by the best car. You have to find out what is meant by the one of the fastest car. You have to find a business that nobody do it. How do we know? When you do it, people laugh at you. Then you do that kind of business. For example, when the business that no one will do it, and you do it, usually it will be laughed by lots of people. You know that? Because no one do it, and you do it. Of course, people will laughing at you. No one do it, you know. When you do a business that no one was laughing at you, don't do the business. Because everyone is do that. Now, let's say you open a bubble tea restaurant, no people will laughing at you. Let's say you open a boutique in the Upper East Center, no people will laughing at you. Am I right? And they congratulate to you. They will congratulate and celebrate with you, you know. But before you open, I tell you, it's going to be hard business. I've been running business before 30 years ago. Most of the business, they make hard money. Why? Because they don't earn the fortune by vision. You understand my concept? Now you have to, when you find the best car, you must find a car that nobody noticed that. Not too many people. I'm not telling you what exactly. It's not just limited to a new skin company, okay? You have to find about leveraging, and that nobody knows it. I asked what kind of business company you want to do. Someone said, Philip, I want to open a plastic flower business. Plastic flower. I said, why? Because I love plastic flowers. Now some people, when you like it, you do it, right? Now she like plastic flowers. And it makes sense she opened a plastic flower business, am I right? Because she like it, right? But although you like it, but you don't know what is the market means. Plastic flower? Do you know 40 years ago, Li Ka-shing run the plastic flower business 40 years ago. Li Ka-shing, the richest person in Asia, run plastic flower business 40 years ago. 40 years ago, and now you run it? Why? Because I like it. Don't you know that a lot of people, when they open a business, say, I say, why do you open a coffee shop? Because I love to drink coffee. I'm not saying you are wrong, but I just say, it's easy to lose money. But if you say you don't mind to lose money, no problem. Just for hobbies, it's okay. Because you are rich enough to have a hobbies. To open a coffee shop to lose money and drink a coffee. Now, because people always say, I love it, then I do it. Am I right? I like it, right? I like it. It's not wrong. But I tell you one thing, from the business point of view, it's not as same as what I see. But of course you like it. But if you are rich, no problem. Because you are rich enough to lose money. Because it's your toy. To open a cafe is a toy, it's okay. Carmen open a plastic flower shop is a toy. That means she's a billionaire already, okay? She want to lose money, it's okay. You see, you understand the concept right now? But usually most of the people I know, when they run a business, they always run a business when other people run it already. That's what I find out already. Did you find out this too? Yes. I just want to tell you the difference. I'm not saying that you cannot make money. Even you make hard money. That's all. Okay? Good. Yeah, and then you need to know a term called capital shifting. Capital shifting. There is a big capital always from one side move to the other side. That means the wealth, or what we call the capital, is shifting from one industry to the other industry. We call this capital shifting. That means there's an industry, it starts to shrink, and then on the other hand, where's the money goes? The money goes to the other side. This is called capital shifting. I give you an example, okay? When we take photos before, now, in my generation, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when we take photos, we have to take photo this way. So we stand straight, we don't smile, and some people stand in front and take one photo for us. They don't take second times, they don't take once. Why? Because at that time, when we take photos, we have to buy the plastic film and we develop it. And it's all cost lots of money. That's why we only take one shot. Are you in my generation? Maybe you didn't know about that. I don't think Andrew will know about that. Honestly, in my generation, we only take one picture, every time. We don't take a second because it's very expensive. But now people, when they take picture, they take this way. They take this way. They take this way, right? It's called selfie, Am I right? Yeah. And if this one is no good, then take the other side, They will take in different angles, right? Why? Because it doesn't cost any money. So I tell you, the world is changing. The world is changing. The world is changing. What about you? If you still run the business in the film industry, in the plastic film industry, if you still insisted because you like it, I tell you what will be happening to you. There's a very high chance you have to file bankruptcy. Because the world is changing. I know you love the plastic film. I know you love it. But I tell you, based on the technologies, the industry is shrinking. You don't like to change? Up to you. Up to you. But I just tell you what will be happen. Change is difficult, but I tell you, you better change. Because the world is not waiting for you. 20 years later, you make a decision. Okay, I like it. I like the digital camera. 20 years later today, you said that, I'm sorry. It's too late to run the business. It's too late. It's too late. Well, but you can be a consumer. At least, you can be a very good consumer. Am I right? You can be like that. Why? Because there's some people, 20 years ago, he was supported in the film industry. But 20 years ago, he has a vision, the digital. And then 20 years ago, he come to decide and run the digital business when nobody runs it. These are the people with the visions. I just tell you, there are 3 classes of people. Do you know that? I just classify 3 types of people. Do you understand? I classify 3 types of people. 1, they didn't change. 2nd, they changed 20 years later. The last, they already changed when nobody changed. That's why the destiny are different. Then I have to ask yourself, who are you when something comes like this way? Right? So you determine. So if you want to find the best car, you have to find something. Some of the industry is shrinking, and there's a new industry is emerging. You have to figure out what is the new industry. But usually, not too many people can see it. That is my point. Just like Jack Ma. People is laughing at him, you know. You see my point? Very good. Now you can think about this kind of principles. Well, a few years ago, I find out something in the magazines. Also, one of the very rich person in Hong Kong, very rich, you know, talking about billionaires, you know. He said he was 85 years old. He said, who can help him? Who can help him to grow younger by 30 years? He gave you $9.9 billion. Someone said, who can help me grow younger by 30 years? He was 85. He wanted to become 55. He will give you 99% of his wealth to you. That is $9.9 billion US. Yes. So when I tell you the story, what is in your mind? If you want to have a great life, you must have sensitive to my question. Someone willing to pay $9.9 billion. Someone willing to pay $9.9 billion to grow 30 years younger. To grow 30 years younger. Do you have an iPhone? Everybody, most of the people have iPhone, right? Samsung or iPhone, right? What we find out right now, the handphone, right? I think everybody agree that iPhone is a very good and big business. Is that correct? You agree that, right? All right. May I ask? Well, we know that lots of people buy iPhone, right? Okay. Does people will pay $9.9 billion to buy an iPhone? $90,000 to buy the iPhone? $9,000 to buy the iPhone? No. But people willing to pay $1,000 to buy the iPhone, is that correct? An iPhone is very successful business. Then what about if there's something that really can help people grow younger? Then can you see how big is the business? That is my point. That is my point. If there's something can really help us to grow younger, can you see how big is the business? Some people pay $90,000 to go to Korea to do cosmetic surgery. Some people willing to pay $9,000 to do the liposuction. Am I right? Good. Some people pay several $1,000s to do the Botox. Is that correct? You can tell already. And we know that this is not real young. But people still pay lots of money to pretend to be young. Not the real youth. Not yet. Fake one, but still willing to pay a lot. What about something that can really help you to grow younger in nature? Can you see what I can see? But the point is, do we have that kind of technologies right now To help people to grow younger? Yeah, ask a good question. You really ask a good question. So, based on these things, if you can find a business that can link with all the philosophy I just mentioned, I think that is one of the best kind of world. Do you agree? Now I want to tell you what I have just mentioned. I find out it's happened in here. This one. Maybe you look at that. Well, this is something not very special. It's a moisturizer, it's a cream, it's a cleansing lotion. That's what you see, right? No, I didn't see this one. I look at different, you know. This more than a moisturizer. This more than a cleansing lotion. I find out one thing. Right now, the company called New Skin. A company called New Skin, they have a direction. They have a direction and a science. That's help people to grow younger. 中文叫做返老還童。還唔還到童我就唔知。But I can tell, if you use the product that I use, you will grow younger in 90 days. Not just the outside and even inside. Both. Inside and outside, you will find yourself younger. Look at your hair, your skin, your energy, everything. So that's why I tell you, this is what I'm saying, that one of the fastest car in the world is just right in front of you. Okay, I tell you, before I know that there are lots of leaders who are preparing, ready. Are you ready, guys? Ready to do the demonstration? Yeah. Okay, before you do the demonstration, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened to this company, okay? At least you know. Now you know the concept. Now you know the concept, what is considered as the one of the fastest car. So what do I know about New Skin? I want to tell one thing right now. We, as a human, right now in the world, we all face a very serious situation. Is something called aging disease. Aging disease, like Alzheimer's, arthritis, heart attack, stroke, high cholesterol, hypertension, you name it, diabetes, cancer, heart attack, all this called aging disease. Is that common? Can I ask you? Is that kind of disease very common right now? Mm-hmm. Now you know this is very common. Right? Okay. And the second thing we know is that now there are lots of people are suffering from this aging disease. Do you agree? Now you agree. You agree, right? Looks like it's unavoidable. Looks like it's unavoidable. When you come to a certain age, sorry, you have to get one of these, maybe two out of this, or three out of all the diseases. You have to pick which one you like. Almost, right? Good. Now, at least you know the situation, all right? You know the situation, right? Good. But at this moment, what we can do with the disease, do you know that? Of course, we go to see a doctor. Am I right? We take some medications. Am I right? So, you have to understand right now, the Western medical technology, what they can do for us is, they will try to stop us from going worse. That is what they can do the most right now. To all this aging disease. What they want? They want the disease don't go worse anymore. For example, okay, I want to tell you, what they can do for us right now is, for example, let's say, unfortunately, we have detected with cancer cells. I think, and what they do is, after they detect, they diagnose you with cancer cells, they will give you some medications, radiotherapy or chemotherapy. They try to kill the cancer cells. It is good, right? Of course it's good. Like you get the cancer cells, they kill the cancer cells. So I think we accept this kind of concept. Now we have something bad and they kill it. We accept it, right? Now, so this is what the attitude right now from the Western medical technologies. That is the direction. They stop it. They destroy that part that affects your health. That is. Yeah. But the point is, for example, in the cancer cells, after the cancer cells are killed, the situation is why the cancer cells will show up 2 years later or a few years later. You have to answer why. Why? Because what they do is they did not fix the source of the disease. They did not fix the source of the disease. What they can do, they fix the signs of the disease. You have to understand the source and the signs. And right now, they're good enough sometimes to stop the signs of the disease. And we all accept it. You accept it? Of course, it's quite good though. At least they can stop the signs of the disease. Is that correct? Now, this is what right now we have in the Western medical technologies, what they can do for us in case we have aging disease. This is good news. But the point is, nobody wants our aging disease to come back. Is that correct? Yes. But since they will come back, why? I tell you one more time. Because they fix the sign, but they don't fix the source of the disease. I ask you, so what is the source of this disease? Then we have to keep asking questions, right? And the scientists behind, there are lots of scientists behind. They always ask this question. So, where is the source of the disease? At least they have to figure it out first before they can solve the problems. Is that correct? So the scientists keep thinking and keep thinking and keep doing research. They find out where is the source of disease. Now, I hope you don't mind I talk about the science, okay? Okay, now good. And you know what? Finally they find out. Actually, the source of disease is because you are aging. If you don't age, you don't have aging disease. Because they call aging disease, right? That means when you age, you get the disease. That's why they call it aging disease. That means if you don't age, you don't get the disease. So actually the issue is not to fix the disease. The issue is how to fix the aging. Is that correct?
Right.
So that means the scientists keep thinking, if we don't age, then we don't have aging disease. So at least they locate. I'm not saying that they have the solution, okay? At least they locate. If I can make Frank as young as 18 years old all the time, how you can have aging disease? If Frank is 70 years old right now, if I can reset your age to 18, your aging disease will be gone. So they don't fix the disease. They fix what? They fix the aging. You have to understand the concept. I'm not saying they can, okay? I'm saying if they can fix the aging, that means they fix all the disease. But Western technology is different. The medical, you have cancer, they have the medicine for cancer. You have the diabetes, they have the medicine for diabetes. You see my point, right? But the scientists not thinking this way. Only one way. The source of all this aging disease is aging. May I know when you are young, do you have aging disease? Think about that. You don't. You don't. So the question is that possible we can be young all the time? Is that possible we can reset our age? At least the scientists are crazy enough to think about this. But I tell you, the scientists are really crazy, you know. And even some scientists even more crazier. They say how we can teleport a particle from A to B without traveling. Without traveling from A, the particle will go to B. Because they are crazy scientists behind it. And they can do it at least. Do you know that? Some particle they can teleport without traveling. You think it's impossible? The scientists did not think that way. They think it's possible. These are all from the scientists, you know that? These are all from the scientists. And now, they want to focus on one major issue. We are suffering too much from aging disease. We must fix this one. That's why they find a way to fix your aging. It's not just want you to look younger. No, not just only want you to look younger and pretty. It's way more than that. And at the same time, you stay away from the disease. They so keep on doing research. After 30 years of studies, they finally find out there's a way, and they believe the way that our aging to some extent can be reset. And they call this technology called genetic expression technologies. Genetic expression technologies. And what they discover, this is the area that we may perhaps can reset people aging. I want to tell you up to this point. Up to this point, at least you know, okay? You got to understand the impact if our aging can be reset. What is the impact? And how to do it? And they said it's genetic expression technologies. So what is that? All right? I'm going to tell you more about the science after they demonstrate to you. How about that? Because I think it's about time. Everybody cannot wait. Are you guys ready to do the demonstration?
Yes.
Now, we have the products with this kind of genetic expression technologies applied to the product. From the surface of the product, you don't see anything special. Nothing special. But inside, they have the science, I just tell you. But I will tell you more about the science later, after they demonstrate to you. How about that?
Thank you, Paul.
Very good. So, I think the leader has to get ready to demonstrate the products. And after you finish the products, I will continue about the science of the product.